What is up, you guys? Welcome to 10 Pin Life Podcast number 11 with Tim Mack. This was recorded on January 14th when I was down at the Players Championship during practice day. So it's a little bit later, but I wanted to kind of hold off on this one because I actually needed some time to digest on it because as you'll learn in this conversation, Tim is actually my favorite bowler in the world. When I was growing up, I watched a lot of PBA bowling back, and it was Denny's and Lumber Liquidators and all that stuff, and Tommy Jones was coming up, and Chris Barnes was dominating Walter, and Mike Scroggins, and Patrick Allen, Danny Wiseman, Doug Kent, all these awesome names. And when that was all happening, who you didn't hear about was Tim Mack, at least domestically, because Tim was bowling all over the world. He is widely considered the best amateur bowler that has ever put shoes on, and he has titles in like 100 some odd countries. It's unbelievable, the resume that Tim has. But the other thing, and this was probably the most notable thing about everybody that I've talked to since this event and just been able to network with and all that sort of stuff, is Tim is a great bowler, but he's an even better person. Tim won the Dick Weber Award, which is the global ambassador for the sport. It is one of the most prestigious awards you can actually win in bowling, and he was bestowed that honor a couple years ago. And it is something that is extremely well-deserved. Nobody has ever had anything bad to say about Tim Mack, at least to me. And his passion for our game is, frankly, it's unmatched. So I hope that kind of shines through in this conversation, and you guys can get a little bit of a glimpse on how much impact one person with that much passion can make on the sport. Before we get into it, I do want you to know that this episode is sponsored by the 10-Pin Toolkit. One of the coolest things that they have in their premium features is in their angles and targeting tool. They've got the 2-dimensional view, which you can get for free, but in the premium version, there is a 3-dimensional view. So not only can you overlay patterns on the lane, you can also do it in a 3-dimensional way, so you can actually see kind of what ball motion would look like in different areas as you adjust the variables that are in that over the pattern and actually see the ball kind of go down the lane. So when they talk about visualizing your shot, it actually does all the work for you. 10-Pin Toolkit is filled with different tools and resources for you to help your game and maybe somebody that you're coaching. So if you're interested in checking it out, I have a link in the description below. But that's enough out of me. Let's get to it. This is 10-Pin Life Podcast number 11 with Tim Mack. Tim Mack. If you weren't aware, which you shouldn't be because we just met 8 minutes ago.
Yeah, we have. Like your haircut, by the way.
Thank you. Since 2016, you have been my favorite bowler in the entire world.
Oh, wow. That's great.
So when you bowled up at Bowl Portland, or
Portland,
Bayside, I don't remember the name of the event, but that was like...
It was the match play challenge, you know?
Yeah.
It was a PBA match play challenge, a PBA title online.
Yep.
So
Yep. And I knew that you had kind of been struggling with the knee, and you powered through it, and it was the most intense that I have ever seen somebody in like a controlled sort of way. And then I believe that Phil was up there calling it and just telling the story, and I'm just like, this is so awesome. Because I'm intense too, right?
Sure.
And then he's telling a story about Penn State and kind of all the stuff, when you were, back in the mid-2000s about going all over the world and winning. It's this is freaking cool. So that's how I wanted to start off this conversation, and that's why I'm, like I said, a little bit nervous.
No. Listen, let me walk you through it.
Yeah.
First off, thanks for having me on the show. This is great. It's wonderful. Thanks for doing what you're doing for bowling.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing, obviously.
Yep.
I think, it's exciting times, obviously. The more people we get talking about bowling, the better it is for our sport.
Mm-hmm.
But what you referenced, in 2016 is the, the match play challenge up there. And I wasn't even going to bowl. I wasn't going to bowl. I wasn't going to bowl the event. Jimmy Callahan, Del Ballard talked me into bowling. I said, all right, we'll bowl. We'll go ahead and give it a go because it was match play. I've been battling the injuries, what have you. I had surgery scheduled on Tuesday to get 17 tumors out of my chest and stomach, and we didn't know at the time whether they were good or bad because my family has fought cancer in my family. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. And lo and behold, they do the draw. And I remember it vividly because I wasn't doing much bowling because my body was failing me. And I was changing direction on the work side, really trying to get involved on, I've been with Storm Products now. This is my 27th year. So I was really trying to get involved in some of the other areas and aspects of the company. And that was really the focus. Mm-hmm. And bowling was really on the back burner. But, I felt like I could still have a chance to win. And, first match, I draw my name, and I draw Chris Barnes. I'm like, bring it on. Everybody said, oh, you got to bowl Chris. I said, no, I think, listen, I've known Chris since 1988.
Right.
He's one of the greatest to ever put his shoes on. Mm-hmm. Definitely one of the best in my generation ever.
Yeah.
He is in the pantheons of the great bowlers. But, I thought to myself, well, he's got to bowl me. That was my thinking. And, fortunately, Superman and I had a great match, and I was able to come out on top. But I have the most respect and admiration for him. He's just amazing bowler and been a friend for decades. So fortunate to get by that match, and was excited, obviously. Next match, I had to bowl Danielle McEwen.
Yep.
And that was hard.
Yeah.
But I had to compartmentalize. Listen, I don't know how many other chances I'm going to get a chance to do this, right? And we're playing straight. You have to play straight. She's one of the best bowlers on the planet playing straight. Fortunate to win in 3 again. Mm-hmm. Got excited at the match. But listen, I just split it and said, I got to bowl. I don't care who I'm bowling, another opponent, female, male. It is what it is. And was fortunate to win. Next match, I think I bowled Joe Pelusic. Joey Pants, good buddy of mine. Another really good match play bowler going up the lane, and was able to get by him. Now all of a sudden, you got to start thinking, hey, there's only 8 guys left.
Yep.
And I ended up bowling. Who did I bowl next? I bowled Ryan.
Was it Simonelli?
No, I didn't bowl Simonelli. I bowled the next round.
Gosh, I really don't remember.
I do remember. But any case, it was a great match, and he was a great young kid. How can I remember? Now it's gonna bother me. You're gonna have to pause this thing because I'm gonna pull this up, and I need to know for my own self-worth because he's a great kid and a great bowler. Ryan Graywitz.
Oh yeah,
Ryan Graywitz. I couldn't. Yep. Yeah. So what an amazing talent, and always thought kid was a fantastic talent, and then we had a battle and was able to come out on top on that one. So now all of a sudden, I got to bowl my lumberjack teammate, the Ryan Express, and what a match we had. Went down. I won the first game, nip and tuck the second game. I left a couple solid 9 pins, and I don't know if this is ever going to be the last game or not. And then I get to the last game, and I have ball in hand, and I leave the 2-4-8-10 in the 9th frame, and everybody thinks it's over, but I make it, so I don't think it's over. But long story short, I lost it, and it was emotional for me because I knew Tuesday I was going in for pretty big surgery and didn't know what was going to happen.
Yep.
It was a moment that I'll never forget, obviously. But it showed me I could still win at this level, could still make it to the dance, and without doing a lot of bowling. I was quite quite excited. If healthy, what could happen, and. Man, what a good time! What a lot of fun.
Yeah, and so. I remember that whole event because I subscribed to what was Extra Frame and is now Flow for the 2015 Masters because it was in Green Bay.
Sure,
I'm from Wisconsin, so a bunch of my buddies bowled it, and I'm just like, well, clearly I have to stick with this thing. And then that was the one thing that I remember from when I was really in deep and watching so much stuff, and it's just.
It's nice. Thanks for saying.
It's a fond memory for me, as much, maybe not nearly as much as it is for you. But when you said yes to doing this interview, I was like, that's really freaking cool.
Yeah.
Because the other thing about what I think, and then what I'm really curious about, because 10-pin life is more than just about what it takes to win on the pro tour.
Oh yeah.
There is an unbelievable number of other things that people do in the bowling industry. You won the Dick Weber Award a couple years ago, so you probably have a better insight on that. For those that don't know, that is I believe the lifetime or global ambassador to the entire sport award, which is really, really cool. What I guess because you've seen the sport from pretty much every angle,
right?
What I guess how do you explain like if you have to tell your story to somebody that you've never met?
That's hard. That's a great question. That's a tough one, but I got to be honest with you. But I mean, just to expand. Hey, Wolverine, there he is. Sorry for the interruption there, guys.
Nick Crummell for those.
Nick Crummell, for you don't know, who's one of the favorites this week here at the Players Championship here in Wisconsin.
Favorite, right? Like Darren Tang out in Vegas.
Yeah, but you mentioned the Dick Weber Award, and it was the Ambassador of the Year award from the bowling proprietors at the, and it's in front of all of your peers and the who's who in bowling. And anytime I think you get mentioned in Dick Weber's same breath, you're obviously doing something right.
Yeah.
And Dick Weber was a family friend of our families. My father bowled on the tour in the late 60s, early 70s, was friends with Dick and Juanita, and so was my mother. Mm-hmm. And, he did things the right way, and I've always lived my life trying. I want to do things the right way. I'm going to make mistakes along the way, but try to do the right thing. And if you do the right thing, good things will happen to you. So I've always seen this sport as it's given me everything. It's given me my family. It's given me, I've seen, I think, 5 of the 7 wonders of the world because of bowling, and it's really been a lifelong love affair with the sport. And I try to convey that to anybody that's around me or anybody that I come in contact with. I don't care if it's Jason Belmonte or Joe Smith or John Doe. It doesn't matter. I treat everybody the same way. I treat them with respect, treat them with dignity, and good things will happen for you. And excuse me, just the fact that the proprietors and the peers thought that I was worthy of that prestigious award is something that I will take with me always. It's an honor and a privilege to be mentioned in his name, and hopefully I can continue to carry that legacy, of the ambassadors, and do the right thing in the sport. Just try to make our sport better, and that's really what I've set out to do since I started bowling internationally.
And you've done it in a numerous number of ways. Do you have, in terms of improving the sport and just having that mentality, is there something that stands out as like the thing you prefer to do over other things, or is it just kind of the whole package? Or
I mean, listen, I'll be straight up honest here. There's no substitute when you're up there and you have to throw it for yourself.
Yeah.
The simple fact that I'm talking to you today and I'm going to be a bowler this weekend is a miracle in itself, because I've had 15 surgeries since 2005. And I'm battling 2 torn rotator cuffs and a torn bicep tendon in my left arm. So I'm going to go with steroids for as long as I can go, the cortisones on my shoulders. And once I get to a certain point, then I have to have both shoulders replaced.
Yeah.
So the fact that I'm talking to you as a bowler this weekend is fun. I don't think there's any substitute for throwing a shot, the euphoria you get. But I'll be straight up honest with you as well. There's also that euphoric feeling when the Lumberjacks were able to win that first title in Portland, and have the fans come in and rush the approach, and it was an amazing feeling. I walked out in front of 110,000 in football at Penn State, and there's nothing like that walking through the tunnel. But I can tell you, the feeling of winning that in Portland was an amazing feeling, euphoric feeling, and just wonderful to see you get a group of guys mesh together on the same page, going for the same goal. So I enjoy that. I really enjoy being involved with Bill and Barb Chrisman and everybody at Storm. It's been an amazing run, and hopefully can continue for many years after this. Dave Sims, our president, does an amazing job with managing. We have 250 plus employees, and that doesn't count the all the staff bowlers,
right.
And it just shows you how much Bill and Barb really care about bowling and love bowling, and to be part of that is special. And I was part of it. I remember the days when people didn't, Storm ball, they're laughing at me.
Right.
Nobody's laughing anymore because, we've had a lot of good people work hard. I can name them all. Hank Boomershine. Corbett Austin. Schlemmer, Steve Klompkin. We've got the Holstenberg family does a great job with all the youth stuff that they're doing. There's so many things, so many great people at our company. That do wonderful job, and I'm part of the international team, and that means a great deal to me. With Tyler Jensen, has actually just had a big announcement. He's running the international division now, and Bill's going to try to preserve, the historical concept and historical side of bowling, because that's his passion, and just to work with Tyler and our team is a privilege, and I'm very lucky. So to pick one entity out of it,
very hard.
And then I didn't even get into the tour team,
Right.
working with Jimmy Callahan and Del Ballard all those years. And now, Sean Ryan, who's unbelievable. And we have, every once in a while we get Lenny Borsch, who's, local here, comes in, helps the team, who's a wonderful bowler, and Doug Kent will come out, and, Steve Jacobs. We just got a great group of guys, and just, to watch, be part of history, helping Belmo, be on his team with 13 majors is something else since I was the one who got him on Storm staff when he was 16 years old. I was one of myself and Andrew Frawley. We found him in Australia, and we're able to travel together and spend a lot of time together. And I was instrumental in helping bridge that gap with the relationship with Storm. So, and you could see what he's done for the company as well.
Yeah.
So, to back to your original question, it's hard to just say, hey, this is one entity I really enjoy. I do know that I'm limited in competition, because I'm older and my body's, so I'm going to relish and enjoy the fact that at any time, for me, it could be my last ball. So I'm going to bowl, as it's my, this is, with my life on the line, and, my with my heart in it. And I've lost, and bowling has, and I've lost some really close people during this pandemic. I've lost a real good friend, Terry Leong, out of San Francisco, great doubles partner. Obviously we just lost Mark Roth and Tita Semez, and, there's been some, Harry Smith passed away this year, and it's just some amazing people, Jack Bialandolillo, just amazing people. And then one guy that really hits home to me as well as a real great friend of mine was Thomas Leanderson from Sweden.
I just saw that you posted something about that.
Yeah, I just posted a picture that it was sent to me, and it's inspired me to go out and push and really, really, really work hard. And got another friend, another great guy, that, Antoine Jones out of Bermuda. I worked with the Bermuda national team as well. So, and he just passed away too from, long illness, and it's emotional times, but I'm going to have a little bit of piece of all those people, and, hopefully I can channel my best efforts this weekend.
Speaking of shoeing up, how's the knee?
Listen, the knee actually has been a blessing. I've worked really hard. Could try to control my weight and I got to continue to get even leaner, but the knee is strong. Good. I feel good. The knee feels good. The shoulders are the problems. Yeah, it's the shoulders that I struggle with now, and but my heart's still the same. My mind is probably better than it ever was when I used to bowl. So I've got to think my way through the lane a little bit more. Sure. Obviously I don't have the physical gifts that I had prior. It's kind of like, I'm not saying I'm Tiger Woods, but Tiger can't do what he used to do on a golf course, right? So he's got to think his way around a golf course. So it's very similar. I don't have the power and just raw energy that I had prior. So I've got to be thinking my way and be a little bit more strategic, when I'm competing this week and subsequent weeks after this. Yeah. Because I bowled a couple events on the senior tour, which was phenomenal experience and really enjoyed and had some good success out there. And lost to Major Tom, unfortunately. Tom Hess, I call him Major Tom because Tom, that's all he does is win majors. So when you see Tom, and we're bowling a major this week, so he'll obviously be in the hunt. But at that time, I didn't know if I was going to bowl again because my shoulders were so bad. Sure. And we've come up with a plan, and we're just going to go with modern medicine and try to avoid getting cut and go as long as we can go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I guess the last thing that how do I put this the right way? So you've done just about everything. What's left?
There's a couple things that I haven't been able and been fortunate enough to do. You got to remember when I was in my prime, I didn't bowl on the PBA National Tour. Right. I bowled out. Hey, there's Zach Weidman. He finished second last year.
I'm sitting down with Zach at some point later today.
We got all the greats bowling by. Eugene McCune coming by, Senior Player of the Year, Superstar Stud. All kinds of people are walking by, but it's hard to concentrate on the questions. I'll tell you what's left. I'd like to, I haven't. I won an ABC Eagle. USBC Eagle. Yep. I'd like to win one of those. I didn't bowl a lot of those events. Also, when I was doing my bowling, I also didn't bowl a lot of national PBA events, and I think I can. I've got multiple wins left in me. I do believe that. This is the most confidence I've had since probably 2009 when I won the big Samho Cup over in Korea, which was a KPBA major and a Japanese PBA major. So I've got major, but the PBA didn't want to recognize it, which is what it is.
They have retroactively though.
Some of the events they have, but I don't know if not that one for a national title, which is, that's okay. I'll go out and, let's
win this one.
Let's go out and try. Yeah, listen, I'm not here to make up the numbers.
Right.
I anticipate to be in the hunt.
Yeah.
My preparation is for that reason, and I know we're bowling. If I look, I think we've got probably one of the strongest regions. We've got. I think Tom said we had 12 PBA champions and 7 major champions in the field. So, I feel confident. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to bowl. And meanwhile, I'm still working my day job, which is, European sales manager at Storm. So still overseeing Europe and our great partners and our great customers over there too. So I'll continue to juggle a bunch of different hats. But this weekend when the lights go on, I'll be ready.
I'm excited for you, Tim. I when I saw that you were on the roster, you were literally the first person. I was like, I have to talk to Tim.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're going to figure it out because it's been a journey. Actually, I read the article the other day from when you ended up bowling the Open, but you did it with a one-step approach. You still ended up shooting 1980 something.
Yeah, I did.
It's
They shot 760 in singles. It was crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah,
so I guess I don't want to take up too much time. I got to get ready.
I got all the time in the world. I told you I was going to make this easy for you. I'm gonna go. I talk a lot, unfortunately.
It's all good. I'm actually going to go steal Andrew too because I want to catch him before practice. But thank you very much for hanging out. And like I said, I'm going to be here all week too. So hopefully
I get a chance to see you and we get a chance to sit down again and
going to lead some blocks. I'll do some interviews.
Hopefully do a good interview on some good bowling.
I like
really
it.
appreciate your time and keep doing the great things for bowling.
I will do that.
Thanks again for having me on.
Thank you.
Cheers.